The sun is setting far off on the edge of the ocean, a majestic beauty of brilliant orange, red, and purple painting the clouds that swarm the skies above. The golden sun beams down on what used to be the garden courtyard of an ancient mansion. The bride stands there, just outside the massive garden walls, her face bathed in this glorious light as she faces westward. A voice is heard not too far off. "Lady, the boat is ready when you are. We should have clear sailing tonight, but I'm worried about tomorrow. We best make haste if we're sailing west." She bows her head in brief contemplation. "I am ready. Give me 5 minutes. I would like to walk down alone. I have much on my mind." The man nods hesitantly, then climbs aboard the carriage to head down to the docks below. She waits until he disappears around the bend, then turns around and walks to the massive gates entering the garden. Rows upon rows of cages are stacked and crammed into the courtyard, easily hundreds of them. The cages are full of horrible beasts, the quaggas, along with the insect-like monsters, among others. There's a dull roar of growling, clicking, and guttural noises, and her sudden presence is met with a feverish increase in the screeching. She walks up to a series of levers connected by chains to the doors of the cages. Pausing a moment, she bends down, grabs a length of rope, and ties it to the master lever on the side. She then grabs the other end and starts to walk. She passes the rope through the large iron gate at the end of the garden, pushes the gate shut, and gives it a solid pull to make sure it latches, and then slowly walks away from the mansion holding the rope. And as the lever begins to tug on the rope, the clacking of the mechanism starts as the rope becomes taut, and systematically, cage door after cage door begins to open. She makes her way down to the docks below as tears fall from her eyes, and the screeching far behind her turns into bloody roars. Hello, and welcome to another adventure on Myths and Mystics. We're an actual play Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition podcast. To my right is Gerald Waldrop as Zarin, the Changeling Avenger.
Hail and well met.
Natasha Waldrop as Vanya, the Half-Drow Assassin.
Hey!
And Matt Murphy as Stone, the Human Mystic.
Hello, and good to meet you.
No hat this week.
No
hat.
I showered.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah.
And
Talking about needing one last episode.
And I am Steve Messenger, your Dungeon Master. Thanks again for tuning in. We're glad to have you here. And thanks for telling some of your friends to tune in, check us out. Checking us out. It's not just Alaska and Hawaii tuning in these days.
No. There's
They're
quite an
moving across the
international
map.
following, which is really cool.
Chicago.
Yeah,
Chicago's
like other nations like Chicago. Chicago town.
Chicago town. Checking us out. So thanks for spreading the word. We truly appreciate it. Friends, we were in some grave peril last week.
I think I'm fine.
I know, I was going to say, I think
By
I got
By
out
we,
of
you
the
mean
peril.
Zarin.
I sought shelter
There's
under
this,
Zarin's body.
Just a little bit of peril.
well, there's this interesting thing that happens with saving throws is sometimes, even if you're successful, you still take half damage.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so y'all were on a mission to go scope out what the Arcos were doing, see what they were up to.
Yes.
They weren't really responsive to the hub these days. You kind of stood by for a while, kind of letting some chaos unfold as they're infiltrating this factory where they're making explosives. And then Vanya finds a super reactive vial of explosives, and things escalated quickly.
Proceed to set a trap for Zarin's face.
Yes, things were actually going pretty well too, because you eliminated the threats
We minimalized the Arcos saving one. That's pretty much how it was worded.
Yep. Yeah, you got the one guy was left. Everything was good. He's like,
We
cool.
investigated.
We got to take this back to the hideout,
Yeah.
the secret lair. And then why not set off a nuclear bomb in the middle of the town?
I don't even know what that means.
What is this nuclear?
Take it.
This nuclear bomb. So y'all rolled your dexterity saving throws.
I
Now-
don't remember doing that. I think I still need to roll mine.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened. As you're telling everyone that they get advantage on their rolls. All right,
So I have a question about these dexterity based. It's kind of like initiative, but we're going in dex order, so to speak. So I can't have a reaction to this because like I'm seeing this happen, but I just have to
If you
let
have
it hit us.
If you have a reaction ability, you can use it.
Yeah,
or if your DM's a jerk and just steamrolls through it.
that's pretty much how most of this
Yeah.
goes. No.
There was a bold decision with throwing some explosives back into a safe.
Okay, I didn't.
Well, I'm not going to save
Throw
her.
it.
It's her fault. So I was going to help Zarin if you'll allow that.
Zarin said he was helping you.
I can still help.
We're helping each other. That's right.
Is this one of those things where the other person always thinks that they're helping the other person?
No one likes
And-
to be helped
And
solo.
you both think that the other one's incompetent? Is that what's happening?
They're holding the door for each other. No, you. No, you.
Yes. Yes.
Well, how would this fall? This is the range on this is touch. Oh, it says it's one action. If I don't have an action,
man. Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
going to try to give him fire immunity.
Try not to die. Yeah. So
I think I need safe immunity.
So Vanya dives out of the way, ducks behind some cover. Stone, you're able to duck behind the door there. And Zarin, you're not able to quite move so fast.
Making that face like they do near the end of Snatch.
Yes.
It's been 20 years since I've seen that movie. I don't remember the last face made in it.
Yeah, I don't know.
Go back and
the-
watch that.
Yeah. We've got some homework to do. So the safe, this chunk of the safe is flying your way, and you take 23 damages.
All right. Whoa. So Zarin will peel himself off the wall, his arm like covering his face, and he'll just put his arm down slowly, act like it wasn't anything, like clench his fist and channel his divine healing, and like just
He looks to see who saw.
Did you just leave like a wily coyote hole in the wall? Yeah. And at that, you do hear some voices out in the street, some shouting and some yelling.
I'm too busy glaring at Vanya.
You can't see me.
She's very sneaky.
Your
these
dexterity
days.
save was that good.
I'm behind cover, he said.
So this explosion has shattered all the windows in the warehouse. There's plenty of dust still coming down.
Oh, man.
So it's very hard to see what's going on inside. In fact, getting out of there, you're going to be tripping over some rubble and whatnot.
I like how you just assume that my dexterity is that bad.
if there's one thing I've learned about Zarin,
It's average.
at best, at best, we'll say average if that makes you feel better. Stone, you're over by the big garage door there, the big rolling door, and you're over by that Arcos fella, and he motions to you. Oh, we gotta move quick. The guards are coming. They've been alerted. They heard the slight ruckus you just caused. We gotta go.
Slight rocket.
But how could they have heard?
With their ears, silly. And he
I
grabs
like him.
the last of the crates and he puts it up on his cart. He says, "We've got to go now. If you're coming with."
All right.
All right.
I'll just yell, Vanya, Zarin, time to go.
Do I see Zarin?
Yep. He's peeled himself off the wall.
Roll call. Everyone alive? Okay, no one then.
Just
Well, I'm on my way.
I'm just fine. I'm coming.
All right. I will.
I mean, I'm in your direction. I mean, to the wagon.
So I will
Where he's going. He's walking.
We got it.
Yeah.
come around
Check.
Yep.
the corner. We're out of my cover. I was just asking if I could see Zarin.
Yep.
If he's gonna need any direction over what he's traversing over. You said it's
It's
debris
pretty
and
dusty.
stuff?
It's not that bad.
I'm just asking.
That's pretty bad. But y'all find yourself over there by that garage door, And are you going to jump in this carriage and go with this guy? Are you going to get on your horses and follow him?
Ooh, I don't want to leave my horse.
Are the horses all alive?
Horses are just hanging out, man. They're across the street. They're playing cards.
We did not take them into the warehouse.
Yeah, I'll whistle for my horse.
Cool. And the horses, by the way, they're very upset about the Derby. Apparently, there's some drama with the Louisville, Kentucky Derby. Mm-hmm. I'm trying to make the show a little bit more topical. It's not working, is it?
No, moving on.
Moving on, then. No more current events.
Yep.
So the three of you get on your horses and you're following this guy.
Yeah.
And Zarin, you've actually been to a couple of the different Arcos hideouts and whatnot, and you've actually met with Simon.
Yeah.
We haven't really touched base on what's happened over the last couple months with some of those interactions. Right. But effectively, Simon is grateful that you were able to save him back in the day. There was an assassination attempt on his life back in season 1 at the end there. And it seems like they've been as up as they can be for being,
Mobsters.
The mobsters. Yeah. So you know that where he's heading to, this is sort of in the slums of Orin, on the outskirts, not within the city walls. There's some old buildings there, some manors there, and sure enough, that's where he's rolling up to. Why don't you all roll a perception check with your dice? And Vanya rolled what? What'd you roll?
18.
18.
10.
10.
That was a 19 on the die plus 5, 24.
All right. So you are coming down the road here, and again,
Are we just not going to talk about what happened back there? Boom! Let's go!
well, you did have to make haste to get out of there because of the guards and whatnot. But yeah, what would you all be saying as you're
How about
rolling up?
what the hell happened? Okay.
Just staring pointedly at Vanya. Yes, that is a great question.
I am not actually sure what it was, but there was some unsafe things in the safe.
If I may offer a suggestion, next time you see vials with a death skull upon them, don't throw them, shake them. You know what? How about just don't touch them? It's just...
Were these vials I know this is gonna be a weird question, but the explosion that made, is that very uncharacteristic for how much volume of stuff there was? Would this be something that we've seen before?
This is pretty new.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I've never seen anything that powerful in my life,
I thought
aside
it
from
may
my own powers.
be high value.
Stone levels up.
Yeah.
And every single time he's like, wow, I've hit puberty. This is it. I can go to the junior high prom. I got me some Brute cologne.
Yeah.
And watch out, ladies.
I don't know if you've noticed that each level I've been trying to make my voice a little lower. I'm going to run out a low end here pretty soon.
Vanya.
The next level. All right, guys. I don't know if there may be more of that in the world, whatever they were making, but see, now I'm stuck doing it. We shouldn't have. But whatever that was something that can't be unleashed into this world. The evils that one could do with that type of explosive power. I think it may be worth looking into where this is coming from or where their instructions to manufacture are coming from. I'm just terribly unnerved by that explosion.
You do have an Arcos buddy right in front of you.
You.
Oh, hey there. Hey.
Where did it come from? Why are you making all of this?
Well, we didn't make any of it. We're stealing it.
From?
Oh, well, I don't know if you remember the Dare Dog. And
the dark.
The Dark, the Dare Dog. Either way, no, they've been
Dark,
pretty much done ever since they tried to kill Simon, and Simon wrecked them. Wrecked them real good.
Goddamn right he did.
That's right. That assassination attempt at the funeral. Yeah, he just opened up a can, just ripped them open, and ever since then they backed off. But turns out there's a handful of them that are trying to get in on some different business dealings. And, they're making explosives now.
What did you hear happened at the funeral?
Yeah, so Simon, it's crazy. Like, this cart full
Stone
of
is
Dare Dog.
visually grinding his teeth.
The Dare Dog came flying in on this carriage. One of them blew up out of nowhere. It's like the horse just died or something. The whole thing flipped over. It's crazy. The other
Who
carriage
did it? Do you
I,
think?
I have no idea. Some people are calling it the Shadow. The Shadow killed
Oh,
it.
shadow.
Yes, but then
I never.
this other carriage spins out a little bit. All these Dare Dog fellas, the Dragonborn jump out, and they're shooting acid and everything else, melting people's faces off. Next thing you know, Simon comes running over and just rips this guy in half. It was fantastic. I didn't know he could move like that. The guy's impressive.
I heard somebody
Most
leapt
impressive.
over an edge to save someone,
Yeah, there was some crazy guy with
kill
this,
someone.
some kind of
I mean,
Shaking rod.
yeah. He like ran off the cliff and then just got stuck there. Like that guy's lucky that someone saved. In fact,
Stone's hands start to glow purple.
I think it was Simon that ended up saving him. He had to reach over the cliff and help him.
Oh, enough of this.
No, I love telling this story. I tell this every night. I'm getting to my favorite part here. That's where,
So the explosives then.
yeah. So, there's, we got a contract. There's some of the old mines down in the Underdark. Someone's contracted us to blow up I don't know why I'm telling all this.
Because
It's
we're
important.
stopping you.
It's important that we know.
I don't know. I don't even really know who you guys are.
Look in my eyes.
Wait a second. I have seen you around.
I saved your life. Yes, you know me.
Yeah, I've seen you around. Seen you talking to Simon.
It's
How
in
do,
your.
how do you know him?
I might have been there at the funeral, helping him,
Gotcha. Okay. Well, I really shouldn't tell you anything else.
being him.
I don't know what that means. That's
It's one of
strange.
life's great mysteries. Now, the explosives.
You're gonna need to roll some kind of persuasion here.
I'll whirl the kind.
Or
I'll make the
intimidate.
kind that I do at D20. And my massive modifier. Whoa! I'm good at the persuasion.
What is that?
That's a natural 20.
Oh dear lord.
And I got a plus 7 modifier.
And what exactly is it that you say to this gentleman to persuade him?
It's important. You know.
They're just gonna say it's important.
It's important.
It's important.
That's the important things.
that you tell us. You know that Simon. I have Simon's best interest in mind. So
Yeah. Well, I've seen you around, so I know you're in cahoots. And he kind of nods and then he winks a little bit.
back
Cahoots. What's that you're doing with your face?
I don't know.
He says, so there's a part of the mines down there that the dwarves aren't really, they haven't used in decades. And it's their territory. You're not supposed to go down there and do anything because it's their space, but they're asking us to blast a hole in one of these walls to open up a trade route. Someone's going to be bringing something in. I don't know what it is. It's coming from out west. Which doesn't really make sense because we're pretty much on the coast. So I don't know if it's coming from overseas or what through the Underdark. But they're asking us to blow a hole in the wall. So yeah, that's what we're doing. We got to bring it back here, and then we're going to get another team, and we're going to go do it.
A hole in the wall under the sea.
Sounds like there could be a song about this.
There's a hole in the bottom of the sea.
Yep.
Why are you shaking your head so emphatically at this bit of information, Vanya?
Do you not remember the last thing we saw someone bring over on the water? And there were so many of them.
Yes, but that was on a boat. Why would we assume that the same thing would be coming over under the water?
Over under the water.
They're in the water. I don't know. They were already tried to be brought here.
The bugs aren't going to get you, Vanya. Don't worry.
I'm picturing a Little Mermaid under the sea.
Yeah.
Under
Little
the sea.
montage with bugs.
Those bugs. They're like coming slowly.
Instead of they're just clacking the whole time. He says, I don't know what it is, but yeah, some guy with some suave douchebag looking fellow with dark hair was talking with Simon. He wanted to set something up.
Describe this dark-haired man.
Looked like a douche. Dark hair.
I don't know what that word means.
Zarin, when were you talking with Simon? I kid.
No, it wasn't this guy. This
kid.
guy. I know this guy.
This fucking guy.
This guy he describes does it sound like the guy he was talking
Was he
to
dark
Mara?
haired? Our douche.
No, that
That
wasn't.
douche
That was
guy?
a blonde guy.
No, a different guy. I don't know who you're talking about.
There's only 2 douches in
There's
this
only so
world.
many NPCs floating around up there.
Okay.
He said, no, I'm not sure who you're talking about, but I think Simon's setting up some kind of follow-up meeting with this guy. You can talk to Simon. You can talk to Simon when we get back there. How's that sound?
Very well.
So you're not sure what's being brought across, but you're willing to blow a hole in the wall to allow it?
I'm a henchman, dude. Like,
He's paid in gold for
Yeah.
what he's told to do.
if they told me to blow up an orphanage, I wouldn't do that because I have morals and standards. But
Yes.
a rock wall underneath.
Zarin puts his sword back.
I was just like, yes, he was about to get his head chopped off.
But if they're telling me to blow up some rocks, I mean, what's the matter?
Sure. When is this happening?
Probably later tonight. We just got to get a crew together and head on down there.
How many do you need in your crew?
We usually do like at least 4.
Vanya is terrific at blowing things up.
Yes.
We just
saw.
found out.
I saw it. Maybe a little too good at it.
She is our head exploder. It turns out
She explodes
she was
heads.
just nominated mere minutes ago.
Oh boy.
It was unanimous.
It's that kind of forward thinking that we need in the group. I like it. So I'll tell you what, when we get back to the Arcos hideout, I don't know why I'm referring to myself in the third person because I'm in Arcos. But when we get back there, well, we'll see what we can cook up. How's that sound?
To the Arcos, I mean our hideout.
Are you sure?
I'm not a
you're
plant.
Arcos?
All right, so the carriage and you on all your horses are rolling up to this building, and there's a couple guys that are kind of hanging outside. Again, this is late at night. There's some folks outside there drinking and smoking, and they pull open this garage door on the side of this building, big barn door style. And the carriage goes in with all the crates of explosives, and he kind of gives a nod to one of the guards, and they wave the 3 of you in.
Awesome.
So you go inside with your perception check. This building, again, is kind of warehousey. So there's like a large barn with a silo, and then there's what looks to be more like a manor, like a very large house. This area is very heavily populated, though, very urban setting, that sort of thing. So lots going on, but you can tell like this house is on lockdown. There's guards outside. You can see there's a guard up in the roof. They've got this place on under strict watch. Get
It's
inside.
all Arcos.
All Arcos, and they flash this cool gang sign too. I can't do it with my fingers. I don't have good gang
Fingers.
sign. Good. I don't have good fingers. I don't have good gang sign fingers, but they flash a sign that is the sign of the Arcos, and you guys are inside. You tie up your horses. Yeah.
Nah.
No.
Just sit on mine.
Just gonna hang out.
Have dinner on it.
And,
Where are the explosives going?
they're staying on the cart for right now, and the gentleman that was working with you says, "Hey, my name's Valen, by the way. What's your name?"
You know me, Sir Roderick.
Roderick. That's right. And you?
Vanya.
Vanya. And
He looks at Vanya and goes, Thomas? And then looks at Vanya again.
Was there a question mark at the end of your name?
he says, "Cool. All right. Those don't sound made up at all. Let me go get Simon, and we'll come right back. We'll get our game plan together. All right."
All woods are made up.
Thanks to our disguises, no one will ever tie it back to us, Vanya. I go, Vanya, with my air quotes.
So you've got a quick moment here while he walks up the stairs leading inside the manor, while you're in this large barn sort of area. There's only maybe 1 or 2 other folks that are milling about, tending to some of the horses that are in there, some other carriages that are in there. And you have a quick minute. Do you want to do anything with said explosives or snoop around a bit?
Yeah.
Stop it.
No.
I want. How many other trailers, crates, or whatever have explosives in here? Is this the only one, or are there more?
It seems to be the only one. and it's pretty heavily laden with the amount of crates that Valen was able to get on there. There's enough explosives to do some damage. The other ones, they seem to be set up for, with your perception check, you've seen some of these before where it's outfitted to smuggle different goods and whatnot. So there's almost like the one that you guys snuck in to begin with, where it's got the false crates on there with the trap doors and whatnot. So definitely a smuggling operation that they're running out of here. But they also have some just standard carriages for riding around, getting down. Yeah.
How big are these crates of explosives?
Various sizes. Maybe some of them are like 2 by 2 foot by 2 cubed. Metric. I can tell you.
Are
2 metrics.
I have a question. Since it's been long enough. This page that we have, the deliver 10 cases high explosive to Oscar, 4 cases to Vulcaner at Lone Rock, 5 cases bulk low yield to Coden and Orin. Are these? I forget. Sorry. Are these Arcos people?
So you found that laying on the ground outside.
Oh, this is not for us.
No.
This is evidence.
It's just random trash you found.
Right. Okay.
Absolutely no reason, no relevance to the story.
Well, I was thinking if this was written to us, I'm like, are we supposed to peel off like 19 cases and get out of here? Like, yeah.
No, this is just something that you found laying outside that warehouse.
Okay.
It's like their shipping paperwork. If you recall, like their little office there, they had a lot more shipping paperwork that looked similar to that.
so our instructions did not say anything about handling the explosives.
Right. It was just to find out what they were up to.
Whoops, daisies.
You guys are in deep now.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're still explosives.
All right.
on
Well,
this.
I mean, my general plan is I want to. I mean, I kind of signed us up to go out there. I want to evaluate that situation.
well, we have to find the
see.
motive and then finish investigating, right?
Yeah. Well, we didn't minimize that many casualties, but
We'll call it a partial success.
yeah.
Hey,
So-
if we continue to help them, we can make sure it happens safely. The next part of their mission.
Right. Our ongoing mission to minimize casualties.
Investigate, determine motive, and minimize Arcos casualties. Yeah.
Are we at the warehouse southwest of the hindered narwhal now? Is that where
No.
this hideout is?
No, that was
one that we
the warehouse.
exploded.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Sorry.
No, you're good. So at this point, you start to hear some talking as Valen's coming back. Unless you're going to try to do anything. He's just going to walk in.
I mean, I don't want to do anything with the explosives. I was told not to touch them.
I suppose you could put a vial in the rucksack of my steed.
No, I'm not touching any of that stuff anymore.
Valen walks in and says, "What are you guys doing?" It's like, I'm just joking. Simon, hey, these are the folks that helped me out. And sure enough, through the door, a person who looks much like Wilford Brimley walks through, and
don't
it
know
is
who that
none
is.
other than Simon. And he looks at Roderick. It's
Yes.
good to see you.
Good to see you.
Valen was filling me in, and he said that you were able to step in the last second, you and your crew here, to help us secure this load of explosives.
Indeed.
Again, I'm grateful for you assisting us in the Arcos and what we do.
Stone steps forward. Hello, Simon. Do you remember me?
He kind of squints a little. And he's like, "No, sorry."
Theron just
Stone's
kind
nodding yes.
shakes his head.
And he says, "Wait a second. You were the one.
Stone looks very proud.
You brought some snacks to the funeral, wasn't it?" No, I'm thinking of someone else. Someone else had some really good snacks that were very salty and.
I'll be outside.
Oh no! Feel free to stay inside. So, yes. Thank you so much, Roderick. Again, a true ally to the cause of the Arcos. We seem to be a bit short-handed tonight. We've got suspicion that what the remainder of the Daradog, involved with the explosion and all, are going to be on high alert. So we have to keep the house on lockdown tonight. But is there any chance I could employ you and your crew here to assist us on this mission that we're on?
Yes, tell me about this mission. The purpose.
So yes, we.
Did you catch that we're his crew?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's me, my homies.
Looks like the main character has now been transferred.
Well,
I'm working on it.
Sorry.
there's going to be a little bit of an internal civil war here.
He's stonewalling me.
Season 4 will be civil war.
Yeah, for sure.
You guys are going to have to recruit other heroes to be on your teams. He's like, yeah, so here's effectively what we have going on. There is a very lucrative spice trade that's going to be coming from the west, far from overseas. The islands out west, the Underdark connects all the way underneath the ocean. And the seas have become too dangerous to travel, but some of the old mining corridors, they're completely vacant.
I heard the Underdark is fraught with perils of its own.
Agreed. But the area that we're looking at, sort of an area that the dwarven mines have been abandoned long, long ago. There's many gold veins that they were looking for that maybe they've already tapped through, they're done with, but no one's using those shafts anymore. No one's using those veins through the Underdark. So effectively what they ended up doing over time was collapsing certain sections so no one could use them to travel around. Dwarves are funny like that. Real funny.
Very funny.
So funny.
Got those big noses. Funny.
Yes. And so effectively, this area is no longer being mined. The remaining dwarves that are there, that are even trying to find more gold veins, they're on a whole nother section. They'll have literally no idea that we're going to open up this trade route. And effectively, we're going to be able to bring in a whole nother stream of revenue right underneath the ocean through the Underdark.
You said for spices?
All kinds of spices.
Why is the ocean so perilous?
There are bugs in there.
Asked and answered.
Just the two of them and their million babies.
Right?
No, for serious.
Well, there was actually a trade route that's closed down recently due to a terrible abomination, a tentacle beast that was ripping boats up. So that those have been popping up more and more.
No, more than one of them.
We've heard stories of whole swarms of these things tearing boats apart in different parts of the waters. So, yes, especially out the far west, the islands out west, yes, they're having trouble even leaving their islands now because of the amount of trouble that they've been having. So, opening this vein underneath, this will allow us to effectively bring all sorts of wagons across relatively unhindered. The dwarves have done all the work in the ages past. All we have to do is blow open a couple of the areas that they've collapsed.
So I see there being profit in being able to trade, but is there going to be something more that Arcos gets for creating this?
Well, we'll be on a bit of the distribution end. We'll be transporting things because effectively right now, Hub doesn't know about it, the Legion doesn't know about it. So I'm trusting that we keep this on the down low.
And
I
why
can
did you
trust
say
you, right?
that the dwarves closed these tunnels?
It's effectively they've mined everything that they care to mine out of it. And because it's the Underdark and they're looking to secure their mining operation, that's why they collapse those different veins. Does that make sense?
You know a lot about what the dwarves were doing under there.
Yeah, I mean, the dwarves go way back. Ever since the incident. Yes. Mm-hmm. Yes. So.
Very well.
So what do you say? If I toss 300 gold for your troubles?
Each?
Total?
I'd try.
Count us in.
Perfect.
We shall.
As the leader, I will sign us up.
Don't mind Tim. He kind of gets away with himself sometimes.
Yes, yes. Thomas, you have a great sense of humor. That's the sort of thing that we need in the group. Someone that can liven our spirits with a good joke. No.
Zarin hears my voice in his head. I'm going to murder this man.
Wait. Don't.
Wait.
Not yet.
Not yet, he says. All right. So Valen says, all right. So let me grab just a couple provisions here, grab some more ammo, and we'll hit the road. So sure enough, he hops over towards a little storage cache there, and he's grabbing some more bolts, arrows, that sort of thing. He grabs some snacks, too. You guys want some snacks?
Yeah, do I need more arrows?
No, I don't think we've ever counted them.
I subsist on vengeance.
So I have an awesome, unlimited
Yeah.
I don't even know.
And some of
That's it,
those
quiver.
raisins, I'll have some of those too.
Yes. He's like, we got plenty of raisins. Here you go.
All the
So,
flavored
jerky?
M&Ms.
Yep.
Now you've got jerky.
Yep. Hey, and he doles out some snacks, and y'all get up on your horses, and you ride out. Is it that time?
We
I
ride.
think it's that time.
I think it's that time. Friends, at that point, we're going to go to a break.
All right.
We're going to go to a break. We're going to a break.
I'm about to break.
Well, shit. Here we are. You're listening to some podcasts again. Bet you wondered what you were going to be doing after this. I'll tell you what you're going to do. You're going to log yourself into the mythsandmystics.com, that website. You check it out. You're going to like what you see. And if you don't, well, shit. Check it out.
Yo. Welcome back. We've just been chilling during the break,
Oh, yeah.
talking about stuff, GIFs and GIFs and such. And I'm glad you're back with us because Zarin remembered he was supposed to ask a question.
Simon,
Oh, yeah. Yep.
we heard tell of a dark-haired douche. I don't know what that means.
He left. He's like, yeah, he's a bit of a douche. He's I honestly I was a little bit skeptical at first, but turns out I actually know his dad. Young guy, probably, I don't know, maybe mid-30s, and his dad is the old Baron. Works with the Legion, with the military. His name
Baron Von...
no Vaughn. It's just Baron Liam. It's his son, Olin. He's the one who's orchestrating this trade route. And that, I think Stone's gonna recognize that name.
Olin.
He was the one in the painting that
Yes.
had you kind of flash back and then go into the white space.
Right. Of course.
Can you write that down?
What was that name again?
His son's name's Olin.
Because you're still after Baron Liam, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, they've it's one of those things with the amount of things that have been going on with the Legion these days. They're trying to orchestrate some things to get some additional funding, that sort of thing. So the Legion, I guess Incorporated, government at large, does not know anything about this trade just yet. We're just trying to make this thing a viable business, and then we'll get them involved.
Baron is out of game. What relation to the Legion?
He is one of the guys that was orchestrating the whole Titan project,
Okay.
and he was
That I remember. But is he officially employed by the Legion?
so. Yes, he was under a bit of investigation for a quick minute, which is why he kind of went off grid.
Ah, yes.
But it
He's
sounds
back on the
like
grid.
he's back on grid.
So the Legion, or at least Baron, Liam is doing some deals with the Arcos.
Seems like it.
What was Olin's hand, or what do you have interest in this specific mission we're about to partake on?
As far as Olin's involvement,
Right.
so Olin's the one who's effectively setting up all these trade deals with these islands out west. He's the one who's, I guess, going to be exchanging gold here and there. So we'll be working with him to get our cut, and then as far as distribution goes, we're going to be keeping in close with him. Effectively, he's keeping a degree of separation from his father's involvement within the Legion.
I see. When will you see him next?
So effectively, he is staying in town. He's been staying somewhere remote for a while, but he's going to be in town for a quick minute. He's going to be staying at the up in Oran. He's got a room up at the Drunken Wyvern. So yes, I'm going to be meeting up with him once things have wrapped up. Once I have confirmation, I'm going to meet with him up there and square things away, get payment, and move on.
Very good. All right, not a game. We're going tonight on this mission.
Sure.
You said.
Yeah.
All right. And Orin is how far away?
So you're on the outskirts of it right now. So to cut through town to get up there, you're going to have to take some different roads. It's not like a straight shot. You're going to have to cut around and navigate, and probably be a good 25, 30 minutes to get to the front gates.
Okay. So we have a few hours to kill.
Still out of game. That whole thing with Olin and the painting. Refresh my memory and our listeners' memory. This
But
is for
mostly
you,
mine.
listeners.
This is all for the listeners.
It's been a season and a half since we talked about that. So,
Yep.
yeah, I remember, I remember seeing the painting. I remember going into the kind of flashback, but Olin was the one that ran off.
He stole.
Yeah, stole my gal.
Stole your gal.
That's what I thought. And what was my relationship with him beforehand? Anything? Didn't know him until that.
He was your best friend. He stole your girl.
No, you might have seen him around. You might have known of him, but that was the first like real interaction of any. Was when you finally saw the love of your life. She had told you that there's no way she could marry the son of a blacksmith. And that was the note that she left you. And the next time that you saw her was some time later, but she was with this guy. And she did not make eye contact with Stone, but he did. And he was a dick about it. He gave you kind of that.
At this later encounter.
Correct.
This is the douche.
As it turns out, I am very thirsty and have business in Orin. I'll be back before we leave on our mission.
Says, that sounds fine. We'd like to get this done tonight, so at least while we have cover of darkness. So if you're back within the next couple hours, I should be plenty fine.
Indeed.
Perfect. So we'll get things loaded up here, and we'll see you in a couple hours.
Shall return. Would you like to accompany me to the Drunken Wyvern for a
I
drink?
am also thirsty.
Vanya?
If
You
that
know
is
that
your
I
real
carry
name.
Hooch with me everywhere I go.
I'm buying.
What are we waiting for?
We ride.
All right, so the three of you mounts up. You cut through town, and it's pretty cool at night in Orin. There's some different things going on. There's some little, even though most people have gone to bed for the night, there's some people outside cooking, hanging out, drinking, smoking, having all kinds of fun. But as you cut through that part of town, you start to get more towards the front gates. Everything's settled in for the night. The gates are open. There's some guards out front. And it seems like ever since the quote-unquote attempted assassination on the governor, that wasn't really the governor. It was actually Zarin disguised. Things have calmed down since then. So security isn't as tight. You're able to pass through the front gates.
My, how quickly we forget.
Unmolested.
Nice.
Aw.
Usually you're...
Quite molested.
Explicit content warning on this
So we're at
episode.
the bar.
And you tie up your horses.
Never.
Oh, can we walk into them telling the story of the funeral?
What?
The Simon was at that they've been telling everywhere for Stone.
No, that was just Valen.
He said he's been sharing it all over the
okay.
place.
So the three of you walk into the Drunken
All
Wyvern.
right. So yeah, sure.
Yep.
As we go in the door, Stone is very loudly telling this story. And he goes, and then the coup de grace of the entire event was when a heroic man, bald, built like a gladiator, literally charged at the man and took him over the cliff with him. It was certain doom, for sure. But wait.
There's more.
He looks around to see if anyone else is listening yet.
It is loud as hell inside, and no one's paying attention to him. Like, there's someone that's real drunk that bumps into you, like, oh, hey, sorry, but didn't mean to spill my beer on you. And he smacks you on the shoulder, and he goes back into the crowd and starts dancing.
So Stone's gonna stand up on a table and go, and then, and it's getting louder and louder.
You hear Talia from the back. Get the hell off the table!
I'm sorry.
Get down! You're gonna get hurt.
Who, me?
Yeah, get off the
Who,
table.
me? Is everyone looking now?
Yes. Get off the table,
And he climbs back up the cliff.
sir.
Fine.
Sir,
A round for us and our
off-
friends.
get off the table. You're still.
Stone
Thank you.
ponies up to the bar.
Thank you. The band is playing. It is
I hate
again.
this game.
There's
I wanted to play Warhammer.
there's a band playing. It's the Half Pint Heroes. It's the
guys.
quintuplet, not quintuplet. The quint. What do you call that? The
You have a
band
tattoo
five
of these
people.
guys, right?
Quint?
The
Quintet.
Quintets. Thank you. The quintuplets would be.
They were born that way.
Yes,
they were
they're
born as a band.
Siamese quintuplet halfling band, and they stop a song mid song and like, "Hey, you there, the fellow who's up on the table? Why don't you come up here and tell us your story?
Big chance.
Come on up,
Me?
come on up."
Well, I've never told a story in public before.
Never mind, this is a terrible idea. Next song. And they immediately erupt into the next song, and it is packed. There are tons of people there. There's
I will work to elevate you. Just to.
Yeah.
Can I get a perception check? Can I get a perception check?
No. I refuse.
How are we looking over there, friends?
He does. He indeed
Stone is
refuses.
upset.
Stone gets a 1.
so-
Well, I mean, I've got a bonus, but it's a critical
it's
miss.
a 1, so you're pretty salty right now.
22.
Six total, but I'll take
That's
the 1.
Nah, it's a 1.
22.
22?
25.
25. All right.
One up
so,
guy over here. Okay.
So as you're looking around, this typical bar scene, you got lots of people crowded up at the bar. You've got Dinish, who is the usual staple behind the bar and bartender. He is slinging drinks left and right, and you can tell that he's kind of looking around at people a little bit differently. Usually he's looking for the next order. Looks like he's specifically looking for somebody. A little bit different, like he's trying to keep an eye out for somebody. But outside of that, you do notice that there are a couple guys that are getting a little rowdy in the corner. They're kind of getting into a pushing match,
I'm looking for a dark-haired douche.
and he kind of lifts his head. He's like, "What was that?"
I didn't say that out loud.
Oh,
Sounded like you said it out loud.
it sounded Zarenish.
It did. It did. Very much did.
I want to go with that. He says,
I'm
Maybe
looking for a
Zarin didn't
dark-haired
realize
douche.
he
he
said it out
says,
loud.
"Sorry, mate. What was that?"
A dark-haired douche.
He says, "Yeah, I was looking for the same. Yeah, you got a meeting with him?"
Something like that.
Yeah, he said he was supposed to be meeting with some folks. You got a private meeting room in the back. You know what the code word is? I'm supposed to ask about the code word. I swear to God, I hate doing this stuff. Do you know the code word? And he looks really annoyed.
I'm just as annoyed as you are.
Can you roll? I feel like this is definitely some kind of charisma check.
Deception or persuasion?
I'm feeling persuasion.
I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it. I'm feeling that. I'm feeling it. All right.
Well,
gotta-
look like a good roll.
It does. I rolled a 16 plus my 5. 7.
Yeah.
That's 23.
He says, "Yeah, typically the back room's saved for, special events." And this guy comes in throwing his weight around, throws some gold down the table, says he's a son of a baron, and
He's just the worst, isn't he?
I think he's a son of a...
Right?
I don't want to say that word because
It rhymes with bitch. I mean, witch.
that's son of a blacksmith. And he says, I'll tell
Stones.
He's gonna blow something up after this episode.
He says, "I'll tell you what. Room's in the back." He pulls out a key with a special little sort of like a gold-looking token on it, and he tosses it to you, and he says, "Go ahead and post up out back. Once I see him, I'll send him your way."
Very good.
Wait,
I'm gonna-
drinks first.
Connect with Wendigo. to keep an eye out for the dark-haired douche.
That's right, because he can talk to your horse.
That's right. Telepathically within a mile.
So are
I
you gonna
can
have
see through his eyes.
Are you gonna have a telepathic 3-way with Stone and the horse?
Quit looking so excited.
Are you gonna buy Vanya her drink?
Oh. She wants to drink.
Absolutely. I'll get you guys a few pints of swill. He turns around and he cracks open the taps. And he says, and that guy, he wants some drinks back. Do you mind taking back his drinks too?
Not at all.
He says he wants his top shelf shit. And he turns around. He gives you your a few mugs there. And he turns around.
It's, of course, on his tab.
Yeah, of course. He turns back and he pulls down from the top shelf. There is a very lovely bottle of some expensive hooch.
I think Vanya wants some of that.
Absolutely. And he pours a few glasses and he shakes some bitters on top and gives them a little stir and he hands them over to you. He says, thanks for taking those back. The less I have to talk to that guy, the better. And he gives you a nod and he goes back to slinging drinks everywhere else.
Okay.
So
I'll take
cool.
whatever I need to take to bring it back there.
Perfect. All right.
To the room. You have another plan?
At this point, we're about to go back and deliver drinks to the dark douche.
No, he's not there yet. We're going to go drink the drinks.
And wait for the dinner.
He's going to go get wasted.
Drink the drinks.
Except for one, because we have that vial of poison. And knockout poison.
So as we grab our table, Stone kind of hunches over the table and says, motions to come close, to listen. Listen.
Why don't you do this telepathically? Just in case.
I can only talk to one of you at a time and it becomes redundant. I am fairly certain that this dark-haired douche, if that is his real name, of the family douche, I'm fairly certain this is the one I have.
A personal vendetta against?
You may say that.
I can feel your anger.
He
It makes you stronger.
does always. He will recognize me.
No. Why?
It may be, let's just say he stole my damn girl. And I want to murder him.
That is completely against the code of thine brethren.
I'm sorry it's against your code, Sarah.
He did it.
No.
Injustice.
Stealing another's girl.
Oh, I thought the murdering part.
I did too.
No, actually, we're going to need to get information out of him before the murder happens. Before the vengeance,
So
the
we're all in
justified
agreement.
vengeance
We are
occurs.
going to venge him.
Venge him. He shall be venged after he leads us to Baron, his father, Baron
Gonna
Liam.
avenge the shit out of him.
I do not know what I may do if I see him. However, I will say, if we are trying to be anyone we're not, my presence will not be unnoticed. You may wish me to wait out here.
Do you have a disguise?
Puts his finger over his mouth.
I don't think that's going to work. You already have a mustache.
Take this cloak. Just pull it low over you.
Stone thinks he's invisible now.
Hold your hands in a cross pattern
across
over
your heart. Okay. Very good.
Just stay in the corner.
All right.
Again,
I just wanted you to know.
sometimes vengeance must wait for greater vengeance. And
I'll end
service
this.
to greater vengeance.
I'll end this terribly boring dialogue. I just needed them to know
There's some history there.
he's going to know who I am.
Does it feel silly now, years later, like you're still mad at this guy, now that you're saying it out loud? Does it seem...
No.
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 All right. Nope. Okay. That's all right. So the three of you...
Just dream
Where's
about
the
murdering
girl?
him.
Where is that girl?
Oh, yeah.
Where
Yes,
is
what was
she?
your girl's
Hopefully
name?
I don't get that answer tonight.
Nah, we'll see. We'll see. So the three of you make your way back to the back room, and there's sort of a small hallway that tucks down in a dark corner behind the bar.
Perhaps you could, after he comes in, you could be waiting by the door to secure the door, make sure it's locked, so he cannot escape.
I will do that.
Perfect. All right. So the three of you, you walk down this hall, and sure enough, there is a pretty tall bouncer type standing there. And Zarin, you hold up the key, and bouncer nods, and he steps out of the way. And there's a door there, and there is a pale reddish light shining down on it, casting some heavy shadows. And you turn the key, open the door, and as you walk in, this is it's got sort of like an opium den vibe kind of deal. So large cushiony pillows on very low, shallow couches, that sort of thing, very close to the floor. There's some lattice work around the walls that have all sorts of different plants and vines growing on them, and there are some very fine bottles of alcohol sitting on that table as well. Some finger food, some nice little like bacon wrap little deals, and fantasy bacon. It's kind of
It's like bacon, but better.
yeah, it's kind of surprised that it took us this long to get bacon in here, but
Lots
sure.
of jerky.
Yep. So you post up in the room here.
I will eat all of the bacon.
Just make that plate disappear. And
He doesn't deserve this.
yes. So Stone, you're going to post up by the door to secure it.
Perhaps you could make your way into the shadows and take out anyone that accompanies him, unless it's a girl.
You just want me to do that when they walk in, or am I waiting for
after
signal?
the door is closed and secured.
And that's it? Just as soon as that happens?
I don't see why not, unless you have a better plan.
I am just surprised at you. What did they do to deserve vengeance?
Dun, dun, dun. That is a good question. Hot dog.
We'll give you a week to think about this on next week's episode.
This is life's greatest question right here. Zarin is suddenly okay with an open checkbook on this one for vengeance.
I don't know. I feel like he broke the code of the Brethren, so all bets are off.
This isn't really justice, vengeance, avenging. This is pre-vengeance.
It's pre-vengeance.
Almost.
It's like vengeance, except better.
Pre-vengeance.
We will always be doing this now.
So, Vanya,
Pre-vengeance.
while you're having this
Listen,
conversation,
I'm not murdering anyone.
you're just telling other people to.
I'm just giving you. You've been permissed.
Like Charlie Manson over there. So Vanya, you're scoping out the room. There is an area where you could be effectively up, kind of tucked above the door, where you could hold yourself up there, where they would not be able to see you when they walk in. It is a bit darker up there, and it doesn't seem like it'd be a great strain on you to keep yourself suspended up there.
Okay.
So, so you work your way up there. You're kind of perched up top, poised, ready to strike. And Stone, you're by the door as well, ready to secure it. Zarin, you're just gonna stay in
Sitting at the table.
Roderick form.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
Stone's-
for serious though, am I really just gonna take out whomever's with him?
No, not immediately. Just if they're a threat.
Okay.
Perfect.
Stone will have his like back to the door and have the cloak up over his head, pretty hooded.
Perhaps wait for my signal. I'll give you a nod.
And I'm going to focus on mastery of force. No reason.
And what does Mastery of Force do?
Advantage on strength checks.
Okay. So, Zarin, you take a quick moment to check in with Wendigo, and from Wendigo's vantage, it doesn't seem like there's really any activity on the street other than casual drunken passerby. And you're
Kick
starting
that
to,
one.
Oh, son of a bitch! Whose horse is this? And he kicks him again one more time just to make sure. Shuts him up. And
Oh my gosh.
after that exchange, you recall that
I was kidding.
Simon was like, ooh, I didn't know that. That's my horse
Oh my God,
voice.
I love the horse voice.
Yeah, he says, don't you remember Simon said he had a room at the Drunken Wyvern? I cannot do this indefinitely.
So fun. I love it.
You and about
heard
3
what-
other people will enjoy that voice.
There's a great Simon Says joke waiting in this.
Well, you do recall that Simon had mentioned that I can't say Simon said that the guy did have a room above the Drunken Wyvern. So the chance of him coming off the street is kind of 50-50.
So he might already be here.
Yeah.
All right.
So you sit tight or anything?
The way the bartender was looking around, this led me to believe that he was waiting for someone to come inside from outside, but maybe not.
There's a lot of people down there. He was just
Anya?
kind of looking around the crowd.
I was just reminded that he may have a room, so I don't know how long we're going to be waiting.
Does what's his name?
Who?
bar.
Dinish?
Dinish?
The bartender?
Yeah.
Yeah, Dinish.
Does Dinish not know his room number? I can go fetch him.
He may. Oh, I got it.
You gonna walk out and check?
Yeah.
All right. So, Zarin, you get up and you walk down that short hallway, push past the bodyguard. Or
Out of the way, peck.
He looks at you like, what the hell? Come on, man. That wasn't cool.
Just kidding.
And you walk down, and Dinish again. You make eye contact with him, and as you make eye contact, you then glance behind him, and coming down the stairs from the other side of the bar, you see a dark-haired individual who does have douche-like qualities. And the only time that you would have seen this guy would have been in that painting, and I don't know that in that moment you would have really soaked in who that was. But why don't we, just to see, why don't you roll a history check for me?
This was when we were at their house, right?
Correct.
And Stone passed out.
That's a natural 15.
Yep. So you do quickly remember that, yeah, this is the person in that painting. This has got to be Olin, the son of Baron Liam. And as he comes through the doorway and starts to make his way around the bar, just behind him is none other than one of the Titans. And it seems to be his personal bodyguard, much like Baron Liam had his own personal Titan bodyguard. And they make their way around, and as they make eye contact with Dinish, he kind of nods to him, and he points right over at Zarin and says, yeah, he's right over there. And that's where we're going to end this week's episode on Myths and Mystics. Thanks for tuning in.